Okay, I haven't gotten a microphone yet by any means, but this should still work, hopefully, even with some music. Last couple days, I spent polymeric sanding with Brad, which was great. I've been super hesitant to polymeric sand because we did a job last year where maybe it didn't go so well for two of our employees that did it. So in my head, I was like, wow, polymeric sand, that's scary. You can screw it up, be fearful. It's not hard at all. Those guys just kind of messed it up. So it's good to be back in it. Oh, for all of you that don't know, polymeric sand, if you do pavers or you might do natural stone or anything like that, you might set a polymeric sand in the joint. So that's like the area in between your pavers or in between your natural stone. What happens is and here's the process on polymeric sand, little inside tip. So first you power spray. If it's an old patio, we did an old patio, so I'm gonna give you steps for that. Power spray out the joints, power spray your stone, power spray your pavers. Get all those joints cleaned out. And then if you need to, like we did for our job, we actually went back with a screwdriver and hit up some of those joints that were kind of hard to power spray out. Broomed it out, blowed it out, made it all nice and clean. Then we laid our polymeric sand. We kind of spread out throughout the thing. We broom it back and forth, broom it back and forth. If you're really gonna do it right, we couldn't do it because, well, they didn't have base under their stones. So if we packed it, they would just be all in level. But we didn't do that patio and they didn't want to pay the money to fix it. So how you would do it if you had proper base, you lay all this polymeric sand, brush it in, then you might put a piece of plywood over all of it and then take a plate compactor, run it back and forth. So it just wiggles that polymeric sand into the joints around that paver, around the pavers and around the stone. From there, you are going to go and you are going to broom it a little more, keep filling it in a little more until it's 1/8 of an inch below the top of your paver or your stone. At that point, you're gonna give it a quick blow, make sure it's not on top of any of the pavers or the stone, because you don't want it on there. And then you're gonna go and water it. You're gonna take a spray head, a shower head, and you're gonna go around, water. You're gonna water about 50 square feet at a time. Usually you like to water until you see some white foam come up. At least that's kind of how we measure it. And then while you're going through that, you're gonna water it, let it soak in a little bit. And then before it dries, you're gonna go and spray off all of that stone, spray off some of the pavers, anything that might have some extra polymeric on it, because you don't want it to dry on it. And then you're gonna go and get a blower and you're gonna blow all of the puddles. You're gonna blow all the sitting water off because you don't want that sitting water to have polymeric sand in it and then have it dry and then you have polymeric on your stones. So what polymeric is, it's almost like a more flexible concrete or a more flexible grout. Hardens rock solid, but it also is a little more flexible. So when the ground shifts and thaws and whatever, it kind of moves with it instead of cracking. So I did that with Brad, that was awesome. Unfortunately, while Brad and I were doing that, our mower had a disaster. So our mowing team was out and our guy said that he didn't hit anything, and whether he hit anything or not, I mean, he hit something, but he just probably didn't know it. So that's the truth. What happened is our mower blade got hit and it got hit hard. And the mower blade, so you got a blade like this, you know, we'll call this a blade. It's got like a 1/4 inch piece of steel. One half broke off and it rattled around in our mower deck, popped back and forth between all the blades, and also made it out of balance that our whole mower deck cracked. It just broke apart. So yeah, that's brutal. We looked at one location, AJ's Outdoor Services, something like that. They service Exmark, and they said that it was gonna be several $1,000s, and they were booked out. They didn't even know when they could get it done, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So then we went out to our guys at RecTech out in Plato, A+ dudes and women, amazing. And they're actually gonna be able to fix it next week. The deck itself and the fix is gonna be like $3 grand. So that's brutal. Brutal, sucks so much. So at the same time, we were kind of like, okay, this is brutal, we have to fix this. And then on top of that, you know, we started looking at it and we're like, oh no, we also have to get a rental. So we got a rental from our guys over at Southwest Rentals, put into that crew, to give to that crew. and that's costing us a couple $100 a day or 150. I don't know what it is. But when you start looking at that, you're like, our margins are starting to go down. This is brutal. We need another mower. So we looked at it, and we could either get an Exmark Vertex, which was like our Stars equivalent, our Grandstand equivalent, but new, and that's going for like 13 grand. With tax and stuff, you're out the door probably at like 14.5. And we're like, oh, that's brutal. So we started looking around, and we actually found a Bobcat sit down, 60 inch, and we got out the door with that thing, $6,900. Same engine, same power as the Vertex, and maybe it's not nearly as nice as the Exmark, but like, this is gonna be our backup mower. It's a backup mower that we can throw in whenever we need, or if we're behind on a route, we can go out and help quick. So it's awesome. I mean, it sucks that we have to eat into more cash, which blows, but yeah, it just is what it is. So we got a mower getting fixed for 3 grand. We got a new mower for 7 grand, essentially. I got out on routes yesterday quick to help guys catch up, because we got the 4th coming up, and people are not very happy if their lawns aren't mowed for the 4th. So we don't want to deal with any of that anger. So we ended up, you can tell I'm kind of coughing. I have a stuffy nose. It's really dry. And with all of that dust mowing, my asthma's horrible. Allergies are horrible. Bad call being a landscaper if you're so allergic. But yeah, so did that, got that figured out. Really fun. I think for sure we're gonna just need more mowers. We're gonna need more backups, and yeah, because that's just, problems just arise. They happen always. You gotta expect it. You gotta budget for it. You gotta have cash on hand for it. So yeah, I mean, we're progressing slowly. We're making progress. Not a lot of business progress over the last couple of days, but I mean, sometimes you gotta get in the field and you gotta get things done. So that's the update for you. I'll have an update for you in a little bit as well. Bye.